Hello and welcome to the Leaving San Diego podcast, where we investigate where people are moving, investing, and vacationing. We're back in Colorado Springs to check out commercial investments and why it's a good idea. Our tour guide today is Holly Trinidad, who is the owner and managing broker of Lsd Co Commercial Real Estate. Let's see why she likes Colorado Springs. Come on. See ya. Hi, Holly. Thank you so much for doing the show.
Sure, my pleasure.
Right on. You ready to get into this?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, cool. So, how long have you been in Colorado Springs?
So I'm a native of Colorado Springs. I was born and raised here. I actually left and studied school in Southern California and then came back and then got into commercial real estate about 11 years ago.
Oh, so you escaped Southern Cal.
I escaped Southern Cal, but I loved USC. I went to USC. I went to film school. It was
Go Trojans.
That's right. It was like the best educational experience. You watched videos and wrote about it.
So how long have you been in commercial real estate?
So I've been in commercial real estate about 11 years.
Okay.
And my dad, Tim Lee, actually founded Hoff & Lee with a guy named Bob Hoff. My husband and I bought him out in 2009.
Okay.
And my grandfather on my mother's side of the family was actually a real estate developer. So I like to say that I'm a third generation commercial real estate entrepreneur.
All right. So it's in your DNA there.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Right on. Okay. So now there in Colorado Springs, what are the type of properties that are really kicking butt, that are really performing well?
We're seeing all-time low vacancy rates. But probably the inventory that's performing the best right now is the industrial sector. We're sitting at a 3% vacancy rate, which is an all-time low in the past 15 years. So if something comes on the market, it leases up and it's off the market. So on the lease side, that's probably the strongest asset category. And on the investment side, it really just depends on the deal.
So now what type of companies are moving into those industrial places?
Oh, there's a whole variety. It's a lot of industrial users that are maybe moving up from a smaller space that need a larger space. Somebody that's moving from their house garage into, 2,000 square foot industrial space. We're seeing large Department of Defense companies that need larger facilities for their operations.
There's a lot of bases out there, right?
Yeah, and then actually Amazon is building a 400,000 square foot distribution center by our airport. So that's going to be pretty significant. Yeah, so it's a whole variety, anywhere from small mom and pops that are needing more space to larger national companies that are also expanding.
So now why are all these big companies, and what's the attraction to Colorado Springs for these big companies, for any company?
The city has been, for example, our southeast part of Colorado Springs, there's been some pretty nice incentives for businesses to move there and to build their facilities there. For example, that's why Amazon is going to go to the southeast area of Colorado Springs. So outside of just being a really nice place to live because we're near the mountains, there's city incentives, tax breaks, and then affordable housing for employees.
Yeah, no, I know that's a big deal because they want their employees to stay.
Yeah.
So now for your commercial properties, what's the typical cap rate out there?
So it depends on the asset category. If it's a Class A property, whether it be medical office, retail, or industrial, you're probably seeing cap rates somewhere in the mid sixes. If it's maybe, a little bit more B class, then you're probably looking anywhere from 7.5 to maybe 8. To find something in the 8+ range, just really not existent right now.
With somebody who advertises an 8, that means they didn't do any maintenance, right?
Yeah, maybe, or maybe they just want to get rid of the property. I don't know.
Exactly.
So it's the cap rates have definitely dropped.
And so you already talked about your vacancy rate, only 3%.
For industrial. Yeah, it's pretty it's pretty crazy. The industrial market, there just is not a lot of new builds going on. And I think it's because the cost of construction has gone up and rent rates really haven't caught up. We're starting to see those rent rates catch up. But it's just kind of crazy right now. So we're sitting at pretty low vacancy rates. Office is not quite that low. Office is at 9%. And retail, I think, is somewhere close to that as office as well.
Okay, so now for any of your listings, once you put them on the market, how quick do they get soaked up? How quick are they gone?
Just depends on what it is, right? So because we have a whole variety of, we really service a whole spectrum of listings at Hoff and Lee. But to give you an example, we have a client that built about 50,000 square feet of small industrial units, and we leased through those in probably 2 months. And each unit size is about 2,500 square feet. So,
wow.
Leased through really, really quickly. Office is a little bit different. If it's really high-end, nice office, that's going to take a little bit of time, maybe 6 to 9 months. But eventually someone's going to lease it if it's priced right and as long as it's nice.
Okay, well, now let's talk about some of your listings. What do you got for any of the listeners?
Yeah, so we have a really, and I'll send you the information on this. We have a really nice little retail center that's actually on the periphery of downtown. It's 3 units. It generates about $165,000 annually, $155,000 annually. The owner is selling because he's renovating another property and wants to use the proceeds for that. So that could be a really nice investment for someone. It's going to be right around an 8 cap, which I think is pretty good for this market.
Yeah,
And
unheard of in San Diego.
No, and the reason that it's priced the way it's priced is because it's on the periphery of downtown. So it's an area that's still kind of building momentum, but I believe in the next 5 to 10 years, it's going to be a really hot spot in Colorado Springs. So I'll send you the information on that. It's in the 500 block of West Colorado Avenue. And that's probably the best deal right now. We also have a really nice owner-user deal. A little office building that sits near the Broadmoor Hotel. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Broadmoor. It's it's the only 5-star resort in the state, and it sits in the foothills of Colorado Springs. It's a really nice property. It's a little medical office building that's located really close to the Broadmoor for $150 per square foot. So it's about a $600,000 purchase price, and that just came on the market too. Really good deal for owner user.
Wow, fantastic. How many out-of-town people are you getting for investing?
A lot of our investors are local. We've seen a small influx of investors come in from out of state, primarily Austin, Texas. We've also had some people come in from Southern California, simply because they can get a better cap rate and they can get a little bit of appreciation. So, but really our buyer pool is still pretty local. With the exception of maybe a handful of clients that are from Texas and California.
Well, it's going to increase because they just passed a rent control law out here.
Really?
California, yeah. So you guys are going to get an influx, and because of the show, of course.
Yeah, that's right.
People are going to want to put that money somewhere else and do a 1031 out there, I would assume.
Yeah.
Especially with 8 caps.
So we have one client in particular that's from Los Angeles, and he's probably bought, 5 or 6 properties out here in the last year. And he has said that the market in Southern California is just so competitive that you really can't even get in on deals. And then the people that are buying are really not buying because they're getting any sort of good return initially. They're buying because their long time internal rate of return, their IRR is substantial because they're getting so much appreciation. So they might buy today for, let's just say, $1 million, and really doesn't make a lot of sense. But then, in 10 years, they're selling it for $5 million. I don't know what the case is, but that's kind of what he's told us.
Yeah, and absolutely. And then if the market turns, then they're just out.
Right.
So yeah, that's appreciation is the game in California. But there's so many people who want that monthly money. I mean, I wouldn't invest on a hope.
Right.
I would need something right now.
Right. Yeah.
So what are some of the areas that are up and coming that are hot investment areas there in Colorado Springs?
Well, quite frankly, a lot of Colorado Springs is just really on fire right now. So probably the big area is downtown Colorado Springs. We're seeing a lot of new multifamily go in. We also are building it's a $70 million Olympic Museum. So Colorado Springs has been rebranded as the Olympic City. We have the Olympic Museum. We have the USOC.
Cool.
And yeah, we have the Olympic Training Center. So downtown has really seen a lot of growth in the last 24 months. And I believe in the next 24 months, downtown Colorado Springs is going to look drastically different. It's going to look much more like a medium-sized city versus small town USA. 80905, which is a zip code that sits right out of Colorado's downtown, is a really kind of hot up-and-coming market because there's a lot of infill development taking place. And then, of course, when you go further north in Colorado Springs, 80902, 80919, 80918, that's kind of our northeast sector of Colorado Springs. That area is just on fire. I mean, there's lots of brand new retail. Bass Pro Shop has just located there. There's just a substantial amount of development going on, housing side and the commercial side. So probably those areas are the hottest right now in Colorado Springs.
I'll put it in text. But how do people, what's the best way to people get a hold of you?
Probably shoot me a text message to my cell phone, or just give me a call or shoot me an email. But cell phone definitely easier than my office line, or just shoot me an email and I'll get back to them quickly.
So I'm allowed to post your cell phone number.
You go for it, sure.
Okay,
It's already
right
on
on.
lines and everything, so why not? Yep.
All right, right on. Thank you so much for giving us your time, Holly.
Yeah.
Glad you're kicking butt there in Colorado Springs, and you're doing your family proud.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, it's fun to talk.
Hey, right on. Thanks a lot. As a free service to my audience, shoot me a text and I'll find you a real estate professional in any area of your choice and I'll pre-screen them for you. Please subscribe, like, and share, leave comments or insults. I'll reply to all of them. Thank you so much for watching the Leaving San Diego podcast. I'm Jack Rowell. Please feel free to hit me with any real estate questions or concerns. Okay, love you. Bye.